Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming you guys with a Pro Dota 2 commentary, and today I'm going to bring you a game from the losers bracket round 2 between MUFC and OK.Nirvana.Int. Now if you haven't been following the tournament or watching my commentaries, I suggest you check out OK.Nirvana.Int versus IG. You can find that on my YouTube channel, and it's probably one of the better Dota 2 games in this tournament. Back and forth play, back and forth. And the winner was not clear until the very end. So do recommend that game. But let's talk about MUFC for a little bit, because that team I don't think I've covered their games for a long times. Back in 2010, they are a very strong team. Did very well in the ADC, or the Asian Dota Championship. We haven't heard too much from MUFC since. But what I remember from them is Silver Cross, exceptional carry player. His item choices are very interesting. I remember back in the days when he played Sven, there was a game he went Face Boots, Treads, Sange into Blink Dagger. Not standard by any means. And also I think before everyone got Face Boots on Anti-Mage, he was one of the first few players that was experimenting with that as well. So definitely has some creative item builds. Let's see what Silver Cross could bring to the table today. Of course, this is the losers bracket, and whoever loses this game is out of the tournament, but there is some money on the line. I believe it's like $25,000. So there's still some good money. But let's look at the pick and ban now. Lich and Spectre being get rid of by the Nirvana.Int team. Meanwhile, MUFC banning the Night Stalker. And I think Night Stalker is a very strong ban against European teams, because Night Stalker has been kind of the fan favorite pick for Europeans. And it's not difficult to see why Night Stalker has been such a strong hero in the tournament. As you know, this tournament only has 46 available heroes, and most of them are intelligent, which is Night Stalker's kind of playing field, why he's such a good hero in terms of killing intelligence heroes, disrupting their positioning. Of course, Fear of Darkness has a huge impact in terms of disabling casters, but more importantly, Night Stalker has very high strength growth, and with the items that he gets, such as Vanguard, Hood, or Ag Stick, it makes him quite impervious to stuns and, well, not stuns, but nuking damage, and he could just run in, disrupt like crazy, and make the team fight ridiculously easy for whichever team that has a Night Stalker. Similarly with the Slardar, he could kind of do the same thing, tank. Of course, he could sprint in. He's going to take some extra damage, but he's going to do a little bit more AoE disruption. He could single out an enemy hero and do a lot of work there as well. So very smart bans coming from MUFC. Meanwhile, we see some very quick picks from both teams. Beastmaster being followed by Doombringer and a Puck. Most of these heroes you're quite familiar with. I do want to spend a little bit time talking about the Doombringer. Doombringer has been a very strong hero. Of course, his Doom silence for 13 seconds, very strong target, a single target disable, very strong tank as well. But one thing that you do have to be careful about the Doombringer is that he gives the enemy team an opportunity to put melee heroes against him. As you know, Doombringer is a very level intensive hero, so most teams likes to put him solo mid. And again, that gives the enemy teams a chance to put things like Anti-Mage, or in Dota 1 we saw a lot of Omni Knights against him. Yesterday we saw Void against him in the mid lane. So in terms of that, Doombringer, yes, he is very strong as a hero, but he also offers a lot of opportunity for the enemy team to bring more stuff to the table that they're not usually able to bring off. We do see Earthshaker being picked up second, and right now Scourge is looking a little bit melee heavy, and also I'm surprised that no one has picked up Anti-Mage yet. Anti-Mage has been the signature hero, also along with Weaver in this tournament. I'm surprised neither of the hero has been picked up yet. Of course, still 6 more picks to go. In terms of the team fight potential, both team is very good AoE intensive heroes, also very strong single disable heroes. And there we go, we see the Anti-Mage now. We got MUFC answering back with a quick TIE Hunter pick. It looks like MUFC is going for that team fight. They don't, well, of course, they do still have the single target disable of that Doom, but team fight is their route. They are going to have a Dream Coil. They are going to have a Ravage. It's going to be good if they pick up even more AoE and try to control the team fight that way. Very smart man from the MUFC team banning the Enigma. They're saying, you know what, we got the team fight locked down pretty much. Let's not give the Scourge team any chance to come back with a team fight. Scourge team with the 3 melee heroes, it's gonna make the laning stage very awkward. Although they can lane the solo mid, the Anti-Mage solo mid, that is gonna make their I don't know where the Beastmaster is gonna go, because they might need a Beastmaster Beastmaster's gonna have a hard time laning the long lanes because he really depends on the rune control and stuff like that. So we might just see a tri-lane with the AM, Shaker, another range support, and then the Beastmaster solo mid, and then another long lane solo. That's probably the case, but you can't really tell, at least with this tournament, because dual laning has been such a popular thing in this tournament, whereas tri-lane, not so much. Meanwhile, let's look at the third and fourth ban for the Scourge team. It is a Chen and a Weaver. It seems like what Scourge team wants to do right now is we just got rid of probably all the best carries in the game. So they got rid of Spectre, they got rid of Weaver, they picked the AM themselves, and that's pretty much it as carries go. Of course, there's a Void, although that's going to make things a little bit more difficult when you have a Void and Doom together, because Doom usually likes to run in and tank everything, but with the Chronosphere in place, that's going to be a little bit difficult. So for the most part, OK.Nirvana.Int's got the carry heroes on the lockdown. They have the best late game DPS hero. Meanwhile, Sentinel going for more team fight. So that's two different and distinctive route that each team is trying to compete against, and it really comes down to farm. It really comes down to positioning and things like that. So both teams doing different things. One team's gonna One team's gonna try to farm a little bit more. One team's gonna try to gank a little bit more, push a little bit more. So this should be a very exciting game to look at. Crystal Maiden is the fourth pick for the Sentinel, and I'm really liking this pick, because if you look at the Scourge, no range. Of course, they do have Avenge, but that's only 400 range. Nova is gonna make the entire Scourge team work really hard in terms of basically running up into melee range and start doing something. Although they do have a lot of rangeness in their maininess, if that made any sense. Of course, the Roar, Axis, long range of Fisher, also long range as well. And then this anti-mage, of course, could blink up, and of course you always have the Venge to swap. But what I do also like about this Crystal Maiden pick is that with Puck and Tidehunter helping out, her ultimate could actually be very effective in this game. A lot of times we just see Crystal Maiden, we think she has Nova, she has Bite, she has the Aura. Her ult is actually pretty weak because it costs a lot of mana. It doesn't do too much damage. The slow is pretty nice though. But in this game, you're gonna have Dreamcoil and Ravage setting everything up. So the Crystal Maiden basically walk in and get a long duration ult up, and that's gonna help the Doom chase very hard as well. Looks like this Scourge is looking for their last pick. They do need some sort of long lane solo, I want to say. It looks like they're gonna have Avenge, Shaker, anti-mage tri-lane, but that tri-lane is also a little bit weak in terms of not having enough range. The anti-mage and the Venge is going to get heavily harassed, so I'm not too sure how Scourge is going to be laning, and it looks like they are taking a little bit of time. There are 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, what's their last hero? They're going to do a Shadow Shaman, and I'm not too sure how they're going to lane this as we see Rasa being picked up the Morphling being picked up for MUFC immediately. I'll talk about the Morphling in just a bit in terms of the interesting interaction with the Rasa. Of course, Rasa gives you a lot of push, gives you a lot of disables, but not enough movement speed and not enough damage in terms of physical damage. So in terms of lane harass, he's not that strong. So I don't know if he's going to be on a support role. Probably not, because both Shaker and the Venge is going to be playing a support. So we're going to see a solo Rasa of some sort. A lot of heroes on Scourge need EXP. I'm not too sure how the Sentinel, or how they're going to distribute the lanes. But for this Morphling last pick, two interesting things to point out. First, they picked it immediately without regard of what Scourge was picking. So it seems like this is pretty much a prepared strat. And also they're up against a Rasa. Normally Morphling is quite weak against heavy disablers such as Rasta with a Shackle and a Hex. But he'll be okay. The second thing it's very interesting is that I'm not too sure whether they planned it, but Morphling is actually a pretty decent hero against the Shaker. Now, of course, Shaker is a very good defensive hero in terms of putting that Fisher and blocking everything. But in terms of Puck and the Morphling illusion, not the Morphling illusion, the Morphling waveform, you could just bypass a lot of it. Looks like we're going to have a very early engagement right now. Tidehunter is seen right now. There was a blink going in. This anti-mage is very aggressive. There's a Fisher, great Fisher blocking off the Tidehunter, but looks like no one is focusing the Tide. I have no idea why. And now they're actually focused on the Doom. I don't like this decision making on the Scourge team. Morphling waves in for the first blood, and now Rasa is in trouble as well. I think he's going to go down regardless whatever he's trying to do. Yes, Crystal Nova gets a kill there. So I think they could have made a go on the Tide after that Grit Fisher block, but then the Scourge team turned back and then decided to focus on the Doom instead. So not the best target switching, but really Not too much of a big deal because this game still has a lot to be played. But the first play on the Morphling definitely helps him to get a quick ring of health for whatever he's trying to make. Let's look at how the lane's going to be distributing. And there's players... No, okay, never mind. This is the player excitement level. I'll talk about this as this game gets non-exciting, okay? Alright, Pug is going to the bot, and looks like we have a Tri-Link Tile of the Morphling, Crystal Maiden, and a Tidehunter. Oh, I want to talk about this menu too, man. So many menus to talk about. And then we're going to see Doom Solo Miss, so very, very standard laning. Let's see what the Scourge got. They got I think that's a Rasta and a Shaker top. Yes, and we're going to see AM and the Vengeful Spirit at the mid lane. Like I talked about earlier, dual laning has been so much more popular in this tournament, especially dual laning mid, and it's a good guess by the Scourge team to say, you know what, we know Doom's going to be soloing mid, so we're going to take full advantage of it by putting the anti-mage bot. The Venge is going to basically secure anti-mage to get free farm, and hopefully we might even limit Doom's farm just by a little bit. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, we do have the Beastmaster against the Pug. Pug should have the innate advantage here, as we see a lane switch, very, very smart lane switch. Well, I mean, the Doom's going to go back top now, it seems, and then the Morphling's going to come bot, but Morphling might have trouble. Like he still will have trouble. Of course, the Venge has 400 range. Morphling, I believe, only have 350, so he's still getting outranged. But no, we do have a Crystal Maiden teleporting in. Yes, that is Crystal Maiden teleporting in, and suddenly the lane now becomes hugely in favor of Sentinel, because now they have 2 range hero against 1 range hero. There's a lot more AoE against the enemy team. There's a Nova, there's a waveform as well, so they out AoE the Scourge dual lane mid as well. And with 2 range harassing and spells flying in the air, I actually think Sentinel will benefit hugely from this lane switching. So really, really well done by MUFC, recognizing the lane switch is going to be in their favor. The Doombringer is going to be okay top, I suppose, against the Shaker and against the Rasa. Of course, the 2 support right now, if you look at the minimap, Ty on the top. I think Venge and bot checking for the 2-minute rune. It is going to spawn top, and let's see, it is a double damage. As well as going back to the top lane, Shaker and Rasa, not the most explosive killing lane, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, they do have their nukes, but Rasa's base damage is quite low. Shaker has to go into melee range to harass, and Doombringer with the stout shield and the fact that he has Scourge Earth, he's going to be fine against that lane. We do see the double damage of Crystal Maiden coming in, and they are going to just harass his anti-mage to no end. Ever since that Crystal Maiden TP'd in, this anti-mage has not touched a creep yet. You can see very aggressive harassing. Like, basically, this Crystal Maiden is just lining in between the creeps, and there's nothing that Crystal Maiden could do. That the anti-mage could do. A lot of times when we think about harassment, we think about, nukes, we think about spell harassment. But you can see that even with Crystal Maiden not even, dropping a single attack on the anti-mage, she's doing enough harass. And that's a very strong distinction that I would like to point out to a lot of support or slash ganking players. This is a very important thing to realize, that sometimes you don't even need to throw out many attacks to get successful harass against players. So let's check out farm. We do have 9 on the Puck, 9 on the Morphling, 12 on the Doombringer. Meanwhile, only 7 on the Beastmaster, only 5 or 6 on the Rasta, and 7 on the anti-mage. So you can see that despite the Sentinel team spent a little time switching lanes, they're overall ahead, and that's just a sign of a very smart lane switch. And it looks like anti-mage is just, you know what, F it, I'm gonna go to the bot lane. I haven't even hit a creep for a long time, so they're gonna do a little bit of lane switch. But as we do the lane switch, we have a Nova, a Bite, a free a waveform, and then even a Gush there as well. So very easy kill. Beastmaster is now coming to mid lane. He's not going to have a good time either, because this Morphling is of course innately ranged and should have a very easy time in terms of dealing against the Beastmaster. The anti-mage is now at the bot lane. You can see the supports on the Sentinel dutifully following that anti-mage around and probably going to keep annoying him. I think the Tidehunter, excuse me, the Tidehunter is waiting for a rune. Is he going to pick up anything? Looks like the rune has spawned top. And they're gonna keep harassing this this AM. Yeah, I really love what this Crystal Maiden's doing. Wherever that AM goes, she goes and just constantly harass. Of course, that is gonna make her take her time to get high levels of her spells. But as supporting goes, as harassment goes, this is exactly what you want. Patchcat has not gotten a creep heal, or he got a deny, but you said Nova, Bite, you come into my lane, you're taking some nukes from me. So Crystal Maiden doing some epic harassment against that anti-mage. And then meanwhile, looking at the mid lane here, Beastmaster is going to be okay. Still has a wild access to push the lane back, but we do see a very early Ring of Health being picked up, of course, thanks to that first blood on the Morphling. The Ring of Health it doesn't mean too much. I think if I was commentating this game, maybe 6 or 8 months ago, I would have said, well, definitely a Lincoln Sphere because that was the standard item choice then. If I was commentating this game 3 or 4 months ago, I would say, oh, you know what, looks like an 820 build. He's buying a Ring of Health, going for a straight Manta or Scotty. And right now, we don't know because we haven't seen Morphling played that often. So you can see that Dota item choices, item builds has been very much so evolving. Anti-Mage marathoning around that entire map. Like, you know what? I'm not going to get farm at the bot lane either. I'm going to go top. But TIE Hunter is coming. Crystal Maiden's coming. I love what MUFC supports are doing. They're like, oh, Anti-Mage, he's farming. Let's stop him. A lot of teams will be like, you know what, we'll try to outpush the Anti-Mage. We'll try to outgank the Anti-Mage, or maybe even outcarry the Anti-Mage. But MUFC says, you know what, forget all of that. We're not even going to deal with those possibilities. All we're going to do is just keep him from farming and then play a regular game plan as planned, which is get the Doom farm, get the Morphling farm. It looks like they might be making a little bit of engagement as we see the support coming around. There is a Doom turning a Scourger. There's a Doom though. Fisher dropping really nicely. There's a Shackle on the Crystal Maiden and Venge TPing in as well. Looks like Shaker, the Venge this Crystal Maiden goes down immediately. TIE Hunter in trouble. If you look at the minimap, the Beastmaster just picked up a haste rune and he's coming right past the tower, going for that TIE Hunter. This TIE Hunter is dead for sure. Let's see who's gonna pick up the kill. That is a very important. If let's say AM picks up the kill, then he's gonna have a easier time in terms of catching him. This Morphin needs to get out as well because that Beastmaster is hasted. He's level 6, I presume. Yes, he is level 6. He does have mana for the roar right now. Here comes the roar. There we go. Venge is falling up. Where's the magic missile? Magic missile is going to be cancelled. Where's the anti-mage though? He needs to be burning the mana of Silvercross. Silvercross is regenning well, not regenning. He's switching everything to strength. Barely makes it out alive with that morph ability. Wow, I was a little bit disappointed with Patchcat. I think he was still hitting creeps as the 3 of his teammates was chasing the Morphling. Sure, it was a missed opportunity, but considering the fact that if they might have got the kill on the Morphling, I think that would have just enough outdid whatever creep that he crept during that fight. So a little bit of missed opportunity for Patchcat, but I guess not too much of a big deal. It is 3-2 in favor of the MUFC team, and I would like to point out with Crystal Maiden's skill build. Of course, it's very standard for her to go 1 Nova, 1 Bite, and then max Aura by 7. But that's, you know what, I don't think maybe if that's the best build in this game. There is an anti-mage on the other team, and as I keep pointing out, this anti-mage is not farming it well right now. If I was actually the Crystal Maiden player in this game and recognizing that Crystal Maiden is not farming well, I would actually try to max Bite, or at least get higher levels of Bite, because before anti-mage gets his BKB, before anti-mage gets his Manta style, Freeze Bite is actually very effective as a spell against the anti-mage. All stuns are in general, but Freeze Bite is just another stun you want to pick up. Of course, Nova is still good, but that doesn't keep the anti-mage from blinking around. It doesn't keep the anti-mage from hitting you and stuff like that. So let's see if the Crystal Maiden is going to be doing that, but most likely it's I don't think that's the case. She's probably going to max either Nova or the Aura by 7, because generally those are the better spells. We do see the TIE Hunter coming around. He's only level 3. I would like to see the TIE Hunter and the Crystal Maiden try to get higher levels soon, because right now they've been moving the map a lot, and that's been very effective in terms of keeping Patchcat down, but you still want the TIE Hunter to hit level 6. I think the Doombringer has picked up the Vanguard as well, as we see 2 Scourge Hero coming in on the mini-map, and there we go, the Beastmaster summons his pigs, or that line now, and now looks like we're going to have a Roar on the Shaker, it's going to be on the Doom Shaker, in position to grab a Fisher. Oh no, Fisher misses. I honestly think that if you just stood his ground, hit the Doom once or twice, and then Fisher, don't even go for the block, just go for the stun. With the AM, Mana Break, with the Beastmaster pick and everything on him, I think they might have just got the kill then, but you really never could know, because we did see a Vanguard completed on the Doombringer, so he's quite tanky. And of course, you can't kill the Doom with 37 HP, freaking elite HP bull. Here comes the Anti-Mage doing a little bit of harass. There's a Dream Coil and a level death on him, but he's going to be fine. All these guys gonna Doom, but he's got a elite HP pool, tanking it like an absolute boss. Was fine as well, man. My mic today, whoa. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My mic's excitement level is high. Oh, by the way, going to that player excitement level, what that is was all the players playing the game, they had to wear a specially made wristband, and what that wristband did was measure your pulse. I don't know the exact science behind it, but you measure the pulse, and supposedly it shows your heartbeat, your adrenaline, and all that stuff. And there was a very nice like cool chart as the game goes on longer and longer, like 50 minutes, 60-minute. The excitement levels of the player are pretty high, so which makes sense. It's pretty cool. Like if I had a wristband like that myself, I want to see. Oh, it looks like there's a gank coming in. Morphling is gonna just wait out fine. He's gonna be okay. Yeah, if I had a wristband like that and I was playing CM, my excitement level is high. All 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Looks like there's a Scourge push coming on. We do see level 6 on the Rasa, and of course one more time you could tell which hero have their ultimate online or not by looking under the hero portrait on the very top. If you see that very small green dot that's lit, that means they do have the ultimate. It looks like we do see the Rasa War being dropped down. Tower very low. We do see the Doom coming in and a Crystal Nova. Are we going to have a Dream Core, a Shaker? Great block helping out his teammate. There's a Doom on the Rasa. It looks like Morphling comes right around, and there's a Dream Core on 2 heroes. The Venge is going to go down to a couple more clicks, one more, and yes, they are going to get it, and it looks like they are going to push back this. Beastmaster in trouble as well, takes a Illusion Orb. He's trying to do great Fisher. Man, this Shaker, exceptional Fishers in terms of helping out his teammate. Beastmaster still in trouble, Puck still on him under tower, one more Illusion Orb, and a couple more hits. That Beastmaster's go down. Beastmaster's trying to juke though, he's going to take the Illusion Orb, and then he's going to go down. Yes, Gush from the TIE Hunter claims a kill, so very well done from MUFC. Scores 6-2 in their favor, and this Morphling is still getting the farm. And meanwhile, Anti-Mage is not. I think Anti-Mage has ported back top. Yes, he is looking at the minimap, but he's constantly having one person in his lane annoying his farm. Yes, Doombringer is doing a pretty good job in terms of keeping him back right now. And he really, there's a boost of speed on the Anti-Mage, but he really needs to finish his Vanguard. He really needs to get its phase and then the Manta style to be really truly effective. Meanwhile, Silvercross putting a little bit more pressure on the mid lane. He still haven't bought anything yet. 1500 gold in bank. He might just pick up a early treads of something, and then after that, we'll see whether he's going to go into a Lincoln's or he's going to go into Manta or anything of that sort. Puck is picking up. What is he picking up? He just picked up a Agility Boots. I think, was that Puck? Or maybe it was another hero selected. But Beastmaster on the bot lane, trying to get some level, trying to get some farm. But I mean, Beastmaster as a hero, he needs to be ganking. And really, Fear has been ganking, but those ganks hasn't been really turning the way that you want them to turn, if you're OK.Nirvana.Int at least. It looks like the Crow is flying to give an item to the Puck. It looks like the Crow is going to run to a Beastmaster. Beastmaster is going to roar. A couple hits from the Pig, and there's a Sacred Relic on that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding, man. If you do want to see a Sacred Relic getting roared, go check out FTD versus KS. It's not even on my LuminouStudios channel. It's on Luminous48 channel. One of the most exciting game ever. History of Dota, but never mind that. Beastmaster for a roar for a Crow. I like that. I mean, it's 300 gold, dude. That's actually a little bit more than a hero kill, but it's 13 minutes in. 4-kill advantage going in favor of MUFC. We do have a teleportation coming in on the top. Maybe they're trying to get the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage taking a nuke or two, but I think Anti-Mage as a hero is going to be fine. Teleportation going on the Scourge top lane. There's a Doom on him, so he's not going to be fine. Who's teleporting in is the question here. Venge teleports in, gets a deny on the Anti-Mage. So that's pretty cool that the Doombringer is not getting any gold from that kill. But regardless, they did what they wanted to accomplish, which is keep the Anti-Mage out of lane, kill him once, and basically make him lose a little bit of gold, and of course, lessen his farm time. Meanwhile, TIE Hunter is level 6. Is he? Yes, he is. He has his ult online. I think Puck has been hit level 6 already. Yeah, he did hit it. His now Dream Core is online as well. So I want to see Sentinel doing a little bit of a push. They do have their big AoE ultimates online. They should take advantages right now, especially when maybe Rasta's ultimate is online. They should take advantage of this when Venge is not online. His swap is not. I don't think he's even 6 yet. Shaker also not 6. So they should take advantage of it and go for some team fight. That's what I would do. But maybe Sentinel is looking into prioritizing farming a little bit more. They do have a Morphling, so they're like, you know what, we'll just farm instead. Rasa Wars drop down. There's a roar going on the Puck. Puck might be in trouble. There's Shackle, but TIE Hunter TB's in with the Ravage, and now this Rasa is going to be dead for sure. This Beastmaster might be in trouble as well. Any more teleportation coming? That is the Crystal Maiden. Puck precariously low, and looks like the Beastmaster is going to just walk out, and Beastmaster is going to pour it out. She's going to be fine. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, who is farming there? That is the Vengeful Spirit, not really farming, just defending the lane. Meanwhile, here we have the anti-mage lane switch. Man, this anti-mage is literally running a marathon across this map because he has not stayed in the lane for more than like 5 minutes, and now he's going back top again. Man, this anti-mage is he's got the strength shreds, so he's okay at least in terms of surviving some ganks. But as you can see that if there's a Doom on him, he's still very easily killed. Beastmaster's got the bottle, strength shreds, and a gauntlet of strength. I don't know if he's going to turn that into a bracer and then go for a Django of endurance to give his team a little bit more AoE speed and stuff, or is he going to turn it into a urn and go for a little bit more, you know, heavier killing power in terms of having the urn as the offensive item. In either case, both item is going to be good. Although I think a Django fits the Scourge playstyle a little bit more because most of the heroes are rather slow. The Rasta, the Beastmaster. So you want to have that Django charge. A little bit more harassment going in the top lane. Still, this Doom has been cemented in this top lane for a long time. The only time he has been removed from that top lane was he was teleporting mid to support a gank and he got a couple kills there. And the other time where he got ganked by got engaged on by 4 people, but he survived that with his lead HP pool. But aside from that, he's been farming non-stop, and so has Silvercross. So I mean, this is actually looking really bad for Nirvana right now because their only carry, their sole carry, which is the anti-mage, is not having that good of time. As we see Beastmaster being initiated upon, one more hit, he's gonna go down. He actually uses his ult, but goes down. But Crystal Maiden goes down to an Ether Shell. What a perfect war trap against the Tie Hunter. Tie Hunter goes down, a double kill, goes to the Shadow Shaman. Well done by LC Pro. Meanwhile, it looks like the Puck might be in trouble. I don't think the Scourge team can catch up the Puck, so they should just give up right now. But the fact of the matter is the Morphling is constantly free farming, and the Doom has been farming exceptionally well as well. So I think they're going to be fine as we hit the mid game. It looks like we did see an ultimate orb on that Morphling, so he is going to go for the Linken's first. Generally, I really dislike Linken first as an item on Morphling because it's a 5k gold item and it doesn't give you anything. Of course, it gives you 10 stats, which is really nice for Morphling. Morphling generally likes, you know, the more stats, the better. But he just will not get enough of damage. But I think considering how the game is going right now, they could afford to wait a little bit more before the Morphling to pick up real damaging items. Because you know, they're winning pretty hard right now. So we'll see though. Some of the alternative to Morphling Linken Sphere is just getting get an ultimate orb first before the Yasha, and then try to, you know, basically morph a little bit more HP into your strength and hopefully tank everything that way, and then just finish your Manta. After you finish Manta as Morphling, you're mostly fine. Looks like we do have a 4-man gank against this Morphling. Beastmaster is smoked up, so they can get a roar. Venge ports and runs back. Okay, looks like Morphling is going to get roared. They need to change them perfectly. We have a teleportation coming in, but that's not even going to come out alive quick enough as we see the nuke coming in from the Scourge team. Good job by OK.Nirvana.Int. They really needed that gank. Morphling was just non-stop farming. I'm a little bit surprised that they just, at least the MUFC team thought they could just keep the Morphling farming like that. I'm surprised that they didn't have 1 or 2 persons tagging along in the jungle. It looks like they are going to lose the tower as well. Are we going to see anyone to come around? The Puck is coming around. He might be in trouble if he goes in. 2 teleportation coming in. There's a blink in and a 3-man dream coil. And where's the Tie Hunter? Oh, Tie Hunter comes in with a huge ult, getting 3 or 4 as well. Tower might even be denied afterwards. Great teleport, counter gang, counter push, whatever you want to call it. Now this Beastmaster needs to run out as well. Good job by the Scourge team, defending their tower, getting 2 or 3 kills along the way. 12-5 in the favor of MUFC, playing extremely well right now. And again, that's going to give more time to the Morphling to slowly farm up for his Linken Sphere. Actually, no boots. Morphling's farm is not actually that impressive. Of course, he got the ultimate orb, but generally at this point of the game, you want to have treads finish, and then you know, whatever item he's got right now. But it looks like they're gonna have helped out a little bit as the tower push goes on for the Scourge team. We do see a couple of Scourge hero teleporting in, but I don't think they're making a serious defense of this tower. So It looks like we have a teleportation coming in. Who is teleporting in? That is the Rasa. Drops down the ward on the Doom. Another perfect ward trap. What a rail play, but looks like he might be... No, a swap goes on him, but he's going to die regardless. There's a roar on the Doombringer. Doombringer is going to go down. That Vanguard not helping out too much. Actually, Puck goes in, but he's got to be very, very careful that those wards do so much damage. And looks like the Sentinel team is now in heavy trouble as Puck goes down. Beastmaster gets a double kill. It looks like this CM might be in trouble as well. Is Fisher on the cooldown? That is the question. I think the Shaker have enough mana. Yes, he does. One more Fisher is all they need. There's the Fisher. There's the access. Well done by the Beastmaster. Fear picking up a triple kill, and that's going to help him out in terms of getting whatever item he's going to need. So these team fights going back and forth, back and forth. I definitely think that ever since the minute that MUFC saw teleportation going on, teleporting in, they should have backed out because they knew that the Leviathan did not have that ult. They knew that the Dreamcoil was still on cooldown. They didn't have any of their AoE ults, and yet they decide to take the fight regardless. So I'm not too sure whether that was the smartest decision. And of course, you guys saw what happened there. We do have the Lincoln Sphere finish on the Morphling, and with that one finish, the Morphling actually could play a little bit more aggressive. A lot of times, when you get defensive item, you just, you don't have to be just defensive about it. Like last game, I was talking about this. Excuse me, what's that? The Weaver. Yeah, the Weaver picked up Hood first and then Vitality Booster. But with those items, he was able to chase a lot more aggressively because he knew he was going to survive. With that item, he was able to, aggressively go on the enemy carry hero and keep him out of the lane. So you could always use your defense item to be a little bit more offensive because you have the extra survivability. So we might see the Morphling just waveforming in a little bit more bravely and disrupt the team fight like that. Or the more likely case is the Morphling just going to keep farming. So because he's a Morphling, he needs farm. That's the mentality. As we see another smoke gang coming in. Who are they going to go for? Are they going to go for a tower? We do have the Sentinel also smoked up. Leviathan has his ult. We do have the Puck have ult as well. Doom's ult is up as well. But does he have a TP scroll is the question. Crystal Maiden is going to run into someone. There's a Nova coming in. Is anyone fighting though? No, everyone just have their smoke dispelled by each other, but no fight going on. Drink some water. Looks like Rasa is getting every single item in the game. He's got a rope, a Magi, a bracer. Nograx definitely going for that. Ooh, it looks like there's a roar on the Crystal Maiden, but I don't think Chris focusing the Crystal Maiden with all those ult is a good choice here. As we see Puck blinking out, there's a Ravage getting 2 or 3. Beastmaster and the AM in trouble. Who are they focusing? Should be focusing on the AM. AM blinks out. Are we having an access kill on who barely misses on the TIE Hunter, but looks like Shaker did get a kill there as well. So 1-for-1 trade right now. Morphling's still big though. He's at full HP. He's got a lot of mana. They do get a kill on the Shaker, but unfortunately they did lose a tower as well. I suppose that's a pretty even trade. Morphling got a kill. They lost the tower. Anti-Mage got the assist gold as well. Looks like they're chasing. Oh, Fear is coming back in, and Anti-Mage duking out with the Morphling. I'll talk about the hero interaction between those two heroes in a bit. Looks like the Fear is gonna go down. You gotta keep in mind he had a very high killing streak, so whoever kills him right now is gonna get a good bulk of gold, and that is gonna Puck. That is gonna help out his Blink Dagger by a lot. So let's talk about Morphling versus Anti-Mage. A while back, 1 or 2 months ago, when Morphling was still a very heavily picked hero, Anti-Mage has been surfacing up as a counter against the Morphling, mostly because after the Anti-Mage picks up his Manta style, all his melee Manta illusions could burn Morphling's illusion. And Morphling is actually a very mana-intensive hero. That part of him is often ignored. Because you generally have a high mana pool to work with. But if you have Anti-Mage burning all of your mana, you will not be able to morph, you will not be able to waveform, and that takes a huge amount of survivability away from the Morphling. Of course, Morphling generally gets a lot of stats to begin with, so his mana pool will get insanely high at the late game. But if the Anti-Mage is successfully burning all of that mana void is going to do so much damage, not only to the Morphling to himself, but also in an AoE. So for that reason, and the fact that the AM mana burn on Manta, for those reasons, that the Anti-Mage is a very good counter against the Morphling. So And of course, Anti-Mage is it's just a good hero overall. He really can survive a lot of Morphling killing combos, such as the Ethereal Blade shotgun combo because of Spell Shield. Of course, high armor on the Anti-Mage will tank a lot of physical hits from the Morphling. Just overall, pretty good counter to Morphling. But Morphling, of course, can answer back. He's very mobile with the waveform. He could get away from the Anti-Mage if he chooses to do so. He could summon an illusion of make a replicate of the Anti-Mage and then sick the replicate on the Anti-Mage himself and make the Anti-Mage get his mana drained that way. So it's not like the Morphling is just a useless hero against the Anti-Mage. It's just that they kind of have interesting interaction with each other. It looks like there's a tower trade of some sort. This tower is going to go down in 1 or 2 hits. Mid tower, I think the Sentinel can decide if they want to do so. All they have to do is send 1 or 2 teleportation coming in. The Rasa Ward is dropped. The tower is at 1/4 HP right now. Needs to focus down on those Rasa Wards. Morphling, let's go. Let's go. Morphling. Alright. It's 330 go, Morphling. This tower is taking way too much damage. Actually, those Rasa wards might even take down the wow. I'm surprised. Just with a single Rasa ward, you gotta keep in mind all the Scourge team they all backed up after they dropped the Rasa ward. It should have just been like free 3, like 200 to 300 gold for the Morphling to pick up. Meanwhile, there's a huge engagement on the top lane here. Doombringer picks up a kill. I don't think they are gonna get a tower kill there as well. Morphling replicates back in. It actually might go high ground after getting this tower. Scourge in a very precarious position. Anti-Mage dies. I don't think he has buyback right now. And even if he comes back alive in regular respawning time, he's not gonna be that effective. He's probably gonna Vanguard. There's a teleportation coming in. Who is it coming in? There's a Shaker comes in with Echo Slam. A lot of AoE being damaged. Where's the Tide? Oh, Tide's ult is on cooldown right now. Gush Speed is being casted, and now they get the kill on the Doombringer as well. So a second time MUFC fighting under the enemy tower without their AoE ults. I really question on MUFC's decision making right now. You can see whenever they have their Tide Ravage ults, they win the team fight. Whenever they don't and they fight under the enemy tower, they lose the team fight. So hopefully they could shape up their play a little bit, because again, $25,000 on the line. Whole bunch of money, man. Whole bunch of money on this one single Dota match. Silvercross teleporting on the bot lane, keep farming. But yeah, back to that early move when the Rasa dropped the wards on the mid tower. I'm so surprised that Silvercross did not just go in and kill those wards. Of course, he might be a little bit afraid. He's like, oh, you know what? There must be someone hiding and using those Rasa wards to bait me into being a little bit out of position. But really, I don't know, like he has his Lincoln, so he should be fine. Looks like the Chinese observer is pointing out there's a point booster on the Doombringer and also an Ogrex. Yeah, he is gonna finish the Axe Stick, which alright, let's talk about Axe Stick. Of course, Axe Stick is gonna make your Doom last 1 second longer, so from 13 to 14 seconds. And also I think at level at level 16, once you have Doom maxed, you will have hold the F up. Look at Doom. He's level 14, and then look at what level his Doom is. It's level 1 Doom. And I think the Chinese observer is like, what the hell as well. But yeah, if you can see that the damage, the duration damage is 70. Without the Axe Stick, with the Axe Stick is 110 damage per second for 14 seconds. That actually comes out to very, very respectable damage. But I'm still a little bit mind deaf right now, seeing that the Doom has not picked up the second level of Doom, and he's level 14. Maybe did he feel like he needed some mana, or he wanted high levels of Scourge Earth, or something, or maybe he was in a fight and then he wanted to level up level depth for the extra damage, and he needed it right then. But okay, whatever. It's just very curious that he did not have Doom picked up right now. At least the second level of Doom picked up. But anyways, yeah, the Axe Stick on Doombringer, yes, it's gonna do a lot of single point damage. I just don't think it's that good of an item. Your Doom by itself, you just want it for the disable. Of course, the damage is great and it's cool and everything, but you just want it for disable. And spending 4,000 and whatever odd amount of gold for that 1 second, 1 extra second of Doom, it's just not worth it. Sure, the damage can be actually pretty decent, especially on low HP heroes such as Rasa and things like that, or even a Shaker. But really, you want a Doom to be able to run in, do a lot of disruption, do a lot of tanking. And yes, Aga is going to help him tank, but he's not going to do that much damage. He's not going to do that disruption. You want that Radiance. You want that Shivas or AC. And I just don't think this Axe Stick is that good of an item choice. And we are starting to see MUFC's quote-unquote interesting, quote-unquote unconventional item choice, and we'll just have to see whether it actually pays off. Doom still very tank though. Yeah, that axe that gives him so much HP to work with, and he is just walking in like a boss under the tower, tanking the tower hits like nothing, and he's going in the tower right now. Tower's at half HP. Glyph is up. Are they gonna use a glyph and maybe go for engagement, or are they gonna turn back? Yeah, AM is at bot lane right now, doing a little bit of damage to that tower. AM really needs a farm. He's got the Vanguard finish, and also he's got the ultimate orb. Probably a little bit away from that Manta style now. Actually, he got a lot of farm time in that little mid exchange as well. So Patch Cat doing a pretty okay job now in terms of catching up the farm, but he's still very, very behind compared to the Morphling and also compared to the Doombringer. But Shaker just picked up a Blink Dagger. I don't know where he's getting the gold, but somehow he's getting it. And this Blink Dagger is absolutely huge, because imagine it this way: if you're on a team with a Puck and a Tide, and your Puck drops a Dream Coil and the Tide drops a Ravage, you basically just run and you're like, oh man, we got our AoE ults down, we hit 3 or 4 guys, let's just go in and rape. Like that is your mentality. And that means you're going to be clumping up so hard, and that Shaker is going to say, hello to my Echo Slam, hello to my big ass totem. And that's not going to be pretty. Of course, now he also gives them a little bit more initiation range to work with. Now we could see a Fissure, a Roar, a Blink in from an Enchant Totem, and then that's going to lead into a Hex or Shackle against this Morphling. And Morphling, suddenly, it seems like that Lincoln Sphere now became a very, very good choice in terms of as a survival item. It looks like we might even have a high ground attempt from the Scourge team. I don't think that's the case. Yes, this is such a bait. This is such a bluff from the Scourge team. What a smart bluff. Because if you look at the minimap, Anti-Mage is the top. There's no way the Scourge team would have went high ground without the carry. Basically, what they wanted was, hey, you know what? We're pushing you. Why don't you just TP back now and then don't push our bot tower? It looks like they did successfully do that. There's a 1 TP. There's 2 TP coming back. All the guys are TPing back. And the Anti-Mage is going to just TP the bot lane and defend it that way. It looks like we have a little bit of engagement on the TIE Hunter, or excuse me, on the Beastmaster not getting out quick enough. He has very healthy HP right now. He summons the pig. Are we gonna have to keep chasing? Fissure comes in from the Shaker to block it off, and this time it's still chasing. I think he needs to turn back now. You don't want to use your ult for a single hero, but unless he uses ult, he's not gonna get the kill. Here comes the Puck as well. Are we gonna use the ult right now? No. There's a Dream Coil, and well, there's a Fissure and a Shackle on. No, there's the ult, but I think that's 2 AoE ult just for a single. No, here comes the Doom. There's a Doom on the Shaker. He gets 1 kill there. It looks like the Beastmaster, yes, the Beastmaster is actually going to live. The scoreboard might say that was a 1-for-1 trade, but that definitely hugely went in favor of the OK.Nirvana.Int, because they wasted 3 ult, a Ravage, a Dream Coil, and a Doombringer, and that means unless these ults comes back online, the Scourge team is going to be absolutely safe from any huge fights, or going to be safe from any engagement or any tower push. So in that exchange, I definitely think MUFC chased harder than they should have, and they definitely wasted more spell than they really needed. But now we have Patch Cat still catching up on the farm. He's got the Manta style finish, got the Vanguard. His next item is going to be Heart, I want to say. Because the Doombringer with the axe, it could actually kill him with just dropping a Doom on him. We'll see. This Doombringer right now has no armor though. He needs to pick up. Look at his armor. He's got 4. He needs to pick up something like a Playmail into a AC, Playmail into Shiva, but he needs some armor to work with. If you look at the Scourge team, they could actually do quite a bit of physical damage in between that Terror from the Venge, the minus armor, and of course AM is just a beast. And it looks like we do have a Mystic Staff being picked up on the Doombringer, so going for the Shiva's Guard. I personally always favor Shiva's Guard a little bit more. I like the damage, I like the slow, and of course the minus attack aura is really decent against the Anti-Mage. But I think a lot more players prefer the AC, because it gives your entire team the armor. It gives the enemy team minus armor. So it's of course a better item, but of course a more expensive item in that regard as well. Scourge team trying to go for Roshan. I don't think they can right now, because even though the Scourge team does not have all their AoE ults, they're pretty good in terms of jacking the Roche. They do have the Nova for a little bit of sight, the Illusion Lyria Orb for a little bit of sight, and that Morphling could always come in with that waveform to get a Aegis steal, and you don't ever want to have your Aegis stolen by a Morphling. It's just not a good thing. Both teams hovering around the Roshan area, and that is going to be distinctively giving the Sentinel team an advantage. Because what Morphling could do right now is make a replicate of his teammates, and then have that replicate stick around with the team, and he could just push another lane. And he'll keep doing that if the Scourge team decide to go into the Roshan, then the entire team of Sentinel comes in along with the Morphling Replicate, and they could just go in and fight a 5v5. Or if the Scourge team don't want to do that, Morphling's going to keep farming, and the Scourge team can't leave the Roche area. It looks like we might see a little bit of engagement or high ground temp of some sort. Blink Dagger's in with the Ravage, getting 3 or 4 people. Morphling comes in, June comes in as well, but huge Echo Slam from the Shaker. Beastmaster getting a double kill, he's getting a dominating streak. TIE Hunter in trouble, 2 dead right now, 3 dead now. Doombringer just went down. It looks like the TIE Hunter might be going down. 4 dead for MUFC. OK.Nirvana right back in the game. Anti-Mage got, I don't think he got many kills in that, but he definitely got a lot of Cisco in that, and that is a huge turnaround for the Scourge team. Not only did they get 4 kills, they're getting the Roshan Aegis as well. Are we going to have any buyback? I think buybacks will be unnecessary at this point. No, Morphling, don't waste a buyback. Even if he buybacks and runs straight to the Roche pit, there's no way he's going to make it there in time. So I think that was a huge waste of whatever, 1,500 gold that he just dumped it in, because you know the Scourge team is going to go for Roshan. You know your buyback's not going to get it in time, and you know that they're not going to have enough time to push you anyway, so there's no reason for the buyback. And I think MUFC is yet making another fatal mistake. So far they're stronger, I feel, but they lost the last 3 team fights, 2 of them under enemy tower, and also that one just again under another enemy tower. And now they just wasted another buyback on MUFC, and of course the Axe on the Doom on Doom might not be the smartest item choice. So MUFC kind of, in my opinion, feels like they're throwing away a lot of the advantage they had in the early game. You got to keep in mind, at a certain point, they were leading by 6 or 7 kills over the enemy team, and now it doesn't seem like that. Anti-Mage didn't, like, if you look at the Anti-Mage item and the farm right now, it's almost as if he didn't run that marathon trip around the whole map. He's got the Manta, he's got the Vanguard, and I'm pretty sure he's got at least 2,000 gold in his bank. Or not another item. Let's check out. Oh, let's check. Yeah, he does have 2,400 item, 2,400 in the bank. He's got the Aegis, and he's gonna get a butterfly at this point. I was gonna say hard. It's like, you know what? He might need a little bit more survivability, but judging from how the last couple of fights been going, he could get away with getting more damage. He really can, because you know, the rest of his team is pulling enough weight. And now this Anti-Mage is going to be he's already level 18. Like, I think he's actually leading the game in terms of level as well. So in team fights, this Anti-Mage is going to be huge trouble for the Sentinel. Sentinel doesn't have the hardcore disable either. Of course, they have the Ravage, they have the Dream Coil, but that's pretty much it. Like, they need hexes, they need some long duration stuns. So they don't have an answer for the Morphling in that regard either. Of course, they do have a Doom, but that doesn't prevent anyone, doesn't prevent the Anti-Mage from right-clicking you. So it's not looking good for MUFC, but in my opinion, they're still ahead. There's a Blink Dagger on Tide. They have huge initiating power. They have the Doom. If the Doom shuts down the Anti-Mage or the Shaker, in either case, they're going to be going into a team fight really 4v5. So we just have to be very careful. Oh, did I said the Doom on the Anti-Mage? I mean the Doom on the Rasta or the Shaker. Then they could go into the fight 4v5. So it really depends on Doom's positioning. But from the last couple of fights, it seems like a Shaker with this Blink Dagger was able to stay very, very far away and then come in, you know, and just grab everyone with the Echo Slam. So I don't think the Doom would ever get onto the Shaker. Most likely he's going to end up on a Shadow Shaman or maybe even Avenge or something like that. So. And it seems like the game is going into a little bit of farming stage. Oh, yeah, there was a menu that the observers brought up for like a split second in the very, very early stage of the game. That menu is I think the gold difference menu. So that's a pretty cool menu. It basically, I believe it calculates all the gold earned by both teams, so all the players, I believe. And then they do a quick subtraction. There was a nice graph. So if it points upwards, that means Sentinel's farming better. If it points downwards, it means Scourge or Radiant and Dire. Oh my god, it means Dire's farming better. So of course it tells you the totals of both teams' farm, so you could do a quick go check in terms of difference and stuff like that. So it is in terms of very farming heavy game, and it looks like this one is going to be turning into a farming heavy game. That chart is going to be very, very helpful in terms of having a quick gauge of, let's say, which team is farming better. So I hope that Observer brings up that menu, one or two more times, so I could kind of show it to you guys and see it. Looks like we might see Tie Counter coming. There's a pretty good Fisher. I think he's blocked. But there's a Hex going on and a Ravage going on the Beastmaster. Beastmaster goes down right immediately. But here comes Patchcat with his Manta Illusions, and he's actually burning so much damage. It looks like Rasta Ward's doing quite a bit of damage. Anti-Mage gets a kill on Crystal Maiden, working on the Doombringer. Doombringer very, very low HP. He's got the Axe Stick, but he's one more hit away. Anti-Mage turns around, gets a little bit fogged. Wow, very, very surprised. But are they going to still chase, though? Yeah, it looks like we have a chase from the Shaker. Morphling's going to wave out fine. Oh, looks like the TIE Hunter might be in trouble. TIE Hunter, a couple more hits, he's going to be fine. I think that was an Adaptive Strike pushing him back. So really well done. Beastmaster actually looks extremely tanking. A Bracer, a Strength Shred, a Vanguard, a Vit Booster, and a Pipe. 1800 HP, a lot of damage block, a lot of regen, a lot of magic resistance. Man, this Beastmaster, well, he needs to do something to make the enemy team to focus him, though. Well, his aura is really nice in terms of providing his team more attack speed. So I suppose that might just be reason enough to focus on the Beastmaster. But if I was a Sentinel player, I would just tell my team to ignore the Beastmaster. He's going to roar regardless. He's going to just access and fight. He's not going to do that much physical damage, but it's going to waste us a lot more time and resource trying to focus down on the Beastmaster. And Beastmaster's not really, that tide changing after he's done with ult. So Anti-Mage still doing okay. He's got the Aegis finish. He's got the Eagle Horn picked up and 1300 gold in the bank. Lead gold picked up. So he's very, very close to the Butterfly, about 1500 more, and he's gonna get it. And I think he should be able to get it before the Aegis times out. So he's gonna have very, very high amount of damage plus Manta. You got to keep in mind that Manta illusions, or illusions in general, will carry stats. So Butterfly being a very stat heavy boosting item, all your illusions will get the extra agility, it will get the extra attack speed, and of course they already get Manta break damage. So your Manta illusion actually would hurt a heck lot as well. And actually, this Anti-Mage is going to be pretty big trouble for the Morphling and the Doom. In the last team fight, you can see that neither the Doom or the Morphling could kind of go toe-to-toe against the Anti-Mage. But of course, it's a number game. They have 2 carries on the Sentinel, but 1 carry in the Scourge. It really, again, comes down to positioning. And so far, MUFC has not been too impressive with the positioning and more importantly, recognizing when to take the fights. Sometimes they would just fight without their ults online. With their ults online, they would just use it against a single player. They just gotta be very, very careful. Again, $25,000 on the line, and this is a 40-minute game, 23-18. Sentinel is still leading by the kill, and also, in my opinion, leading in terms of inventory. But this Scourge team is catching up really, really rapidly. Looks like Anti-Mage is going to be leading the charge. They already see with the Hawk. They see everyone. Pug is trying to ball. No, he's not balling out. And I think that's a Morphling illusion, so it's going to be fine. Meanwhile, the teleportation coming out from the Crystal Maiden. So Patchcat says, okay, no problem. Going to go back to farm. In terms of late game comparisons, I got to say Sentinel still has better late game. It's again, number game. It's a 2v1. There's a lot more room for growth. A lot more room for growth for both the Morphling and the Doombringer. Of course, Doombringer could go for AC, go for Radiance, go for Heart. So that's at least 3 tier 4 items that he could be working towards. Morphling, by the way, has a BKB. I'll talk about that later. Morphling could go for a Butterfly. He could go for MKB, Scotty. So he's got 3 tier 4 items to work for as well. Anti-Mage, meanwhile, is on the hand. He's gonna finish the Butterfly, and he's pretty much done. Like, he could get a Heart, he could get an MKB, but he doesn't need it. Meanwhile, like, these two really needs those items, and they have a lot more room for growth. I think Anti-Mage is pretty much as strong as he's going to get. He's going to be strong for at least 10 to 15 more minutes, but after that, the Sentinel team is going to reign. So if this game goes long, Sentinel will just have a distinct advantage because their heroes are better. But let's talk about the Morphlings BKB. I think a lot of players would disregard that as a bad item, and I personally am thinking it's such, it seems a little bit overkill. So we see Anti-Mage blinks in. You can see that Freeze Bite doing a little bit of work there against the Anti-Mage. He's actually in trouble. He does have the Aegis, though, so they shouldn't waste too many spells against him. Yes, they did kill him, though. Looks like the Rasta Ward doing quite a bit of focusing now. Here comes the Anti-Mage back. There's the Doom on the Shaker. I'm not too sure whether he dropped his ult, though. Shaker is not going to be enough to do anything. Anti-Mage illusions running around. That was a 1-for-1 exchange, a puck for the Aegis. But now they're in huge trouble because they have wasted, or not wasted, They have used the Ravage, they have used the Dream Coil, they have used the Doom, so they don't have any ults. And here comes Anti-Mage leading the charge. I don't think MUFC could defend. Wow, the Scourge team turning this game. There's a swap on the Doombringer. There's a Hex on him. Not the best Fisher, but here comes the Enchant Totem as well. Doom in trouble. Crystal Maiden dropping a huge Morphling coming back, though. Are they going to get anything? Actually, the AM blinking around. I think, oh, Crystal Maiden, one more hit. Crystal Maiden going to be fine. Really good block from that TIE Hunter. And the AM goes back on the racks, and there's really, again, nothing the Sentinel team could do. Doom just died in that regard. Morphling can't really waveform in. Yes, he has the BKB, but he does not do enough damage to warrant him from using that BKB. So yeah, going back to the BKB analysis, a lot of players and myself, I feel like the BKB and the Lincolns is just a huge overkill. If you feel like you needed the BKB, just skip the Lincoln onto get the Manta into the BKB. If you got the Lincolns, that should be enough survivability against well, it's one spell block, but you have a Morphling wave to work with. But I think the reason he picked up the BKB is actually a mechanic one, sort of. BKB blocks mana break. You don't lose the mana, and I don't believe you take the extra damage. I think that's it. I know for sure fact that you don't take the extra damage. I'm not 100% sure whether you lose the mana. I'm pretty sure it doesn't though, so because it's a magically based spell. So in the case that it doesn't, I'm assuming it doesn't. I'm assuming that BKB blocks the mana burn. That's actually a very good reason for the Morphling to pick it up. Because again, like what I said earlier, if you have 3 AM illusions going on, you're gonna lose so much mana. You're gonna be basically quite useless. But on the other hand, if you're going for BKB, that's 4k gold down the drain, not giving you any stats. A 4 gives you 10 stats, but that's, you know, that's a drop in a bucket, drop in the ocean. With that 4k gold, you could have got 2 ultimate orbs and worked really good way towards your Scotty. And really, Sentinel don't have to take the fight right now. Yes, they lost the racks, but in my opinion, if they just keep turtling, they'll win this game. So let's see how if that's what MUFC is gonna decide doing. Shaker has a Blink Dagger. He has an Ogre Axe and a point boost. What? Oh, he's going for Axe as well. Yeah. I think he had an Arcane Boot finish. So this Shaker actually quite rich. Although I'm not too sure whether Axe, again, is the best choice. Yes, it's going to make your Echo Slam do more damage. It gives you a lot more tanking potential. But I think it gives... It doesn't give in the team that much. Maybe if I say, you know, get a Vlad for the AM, maybe get a Yield Scepter for a Disable or something, it feels like those kind of item is a little bit more effective. I mean, yeah, Shaker is still, he right now is still a one-hit wonder. Like, he drops, blinks in and use all his spells, and he's done. And Axe just makes him even more like that. So I kind of don't like the choice, but, you know, it's not a bad item. Looks like we have both teams, again, hovering around the Roshan area. Neither team wants to go in fear of being jumped by the other team, and both teams is just staring off against each other. And again, one more time, Morphling team will have the advantage to that, because basically he could make the Morphling illusion, stick around with his team, and he could either push a lane and force you to go back and defend, and then they could, you know, the Sentinel could just go in for the Roche, or if the Scourge decide to fight, it's actually a 5v5 fight, and the Morphling would have been, you know, free farming at that point. So both teams just kind of teasing around. The Scourge team blinking the Anti-Mage a couple of times to trying to do something, maybe trying to solo kill the Roche. He's definitely strong enough to solo kill the Roche. But the Scourge team still in the nearby vicinity area. Morphling going back to the base to heal up a little bit. Again, if you look at the minimap, he purchased the Monkey King bar. Is that a BKB or Monkey King bar? Maybe I misread his item. I'll look at it later. Once they click on the Morphling again, there's a Blink Dagger on a Puck and a Hex. Yes, there's a Hex stick finish on the Puck. So he's actually quite a... Did I say there was no Hex earlier? Now there is one. So they really need more of that. But there's really no Hex buying either. Hex buying hero other than the Puck. It looks like we have Illusions versus Illusions, no problem. Sentinel might be going for the Roche right now. I don't think they can one more time. I think Sentinel really should just farm. Like, they could just stand high ground and then maybe you know, wait for the Scourge to go in and then find a good position to engage. But really, they shouldn't be initiating the fights, really. While this Rax might be going down, we need to have some teleportation coming in. Looks like the Morphling is teleporting in. MUFC's got to be careful, man. They can't make these elementary, in my opinion, elementary mistakes like losing your mid racks to big creeps. It really should be pushed out very, very well. And as a Morphling, you can do this because again, you can see the purple dot next to his team. That is one of the replicates. He's gonna just keep pushing mid, and then go back to join his team whenever necessary. Hawk scouting around for the Roshan, keeping a tab on the Sentinel. Don't want the Sentinel to get the Aegis, because the Aegis on the Morphling is actually quite scary. The Morphling could wave in Manta and just tank up, soak up so much damage, and dealing so much in return. And then after you exhaust all your spells and stuns, he revives back with his entire team backing up, and then still doing all that damage. So, I mean, of course, you could say the exact same thing with the Anti-Mage. So, you know, either team that picks up the Aegis in the next fight is going to have a huge advantage and might even just decide the game altogether. 48 minutes in, 49 minutes in, 25 to 20. MUFC still leading the kill count. But again, it's really hard to say who has the advantage right now in this game. It feels very, very even. But let's talk about... Well, I still need to see the Morphling's items, because I know he picked up an MKB, but is my eyes tricking me? I think he picked up a BKB as well. Yeah, I'm sure he picked up a BKB. But what the MKB is gotten for is he noticed that the anti-mage got the butterfly. Force butterfly gives you evasion. MKB pierced through that evasion. Simple as that. Of course, the one thing I so far don't really like MUFC's item build on the Morphling. Yes, it's unconventional, sort of. It's not... It's different, right? I just don't like the fact that it gives Morphling no stats. Morphling is a stats hero. You want to morph around. You want to have high amount of stats to do the damage. It looks like they're working on this tower, but items like MKB and BKB, it does not give too much stat. Here comes Anti-Mage. There's a waveform out, dodging the Fissure, and okay. I think the Anti-Mage illusion is going to be destroyed. And I think with that, Sentinel could actually just try to take the fight now, because the Manta illusion has like a 30-second cooldown on melee heroes. They really could take the fight right now, especially if they have Blink Dagger on the TIE Hunter. And it looks like this Doombringer casts Doom. No. I was gonna say the cast Doom on the Beastmaster. I think the Beastmaster is trying to bait out the Doom. There's a TIE Blink Ravage, only grabbing two. They're clumping right now. Shaker is gonna... Oh, there's a Rasa Ward trapping the Morphling. Morphling needs to way out. Where's the Shaker though? Morphling grabs a Dominate String, a double kill. A Dreamcoat grabs 3, a mega kill, triple kill. Is he gonna go for Ultra? He's focusing on the Beastmaster. Ultra kill, unstoppable streak. He needs to get out now. He's at very low HP. He does die. Buyback from the Shadow Shaman. Buyback from the Beastmaster. This team fight just broke out like crazy. A double kill being picked up by the Anti-Mage, and now he's focusing on the Crystal Maiden, and Crystal Maiden is going to go down for sure, but there's a blink from the Anti-Mage. We have the Morphling buying back as well. Morphling is going to TP back lane to get a little bit of farm. Yes, Anti-Mage is going to go down. A triple kill being... CM. Oh no, triple kill. Killing spree, triple kill being picked up by Patchcat, and again, yes, they're going to go for the Roshan. This is the distinct advantage of playing on the Scourge side. You are so close to Roche. If you win a team fight, even near your side of the map, you go for Roche. A TIE Hunter buys back, but that's not quick enough, man. The Scourge team not having the awareness to recognize that the Roshan was going to be the first priority target. Morphling nearby vicinity, but can't go him by himself. The Aegis is going to be picked up by the Anti-Mage, and he really is immortal at this point. Spell Shield, Manta split. He's got the Vanguard block, and now he has another life. Like he's of course Butterfly Evasion to work with as well. It's not looking good for MUFC. Before that fight, I would say, you know what, the game's pretty even. Both sides, you can see that Morphling very, very effective in DPS output. In that last fight, got an Ultra kill, but it's not enough. You can't compete. Well, free tower for the Anti-Mage. You can't compete with this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage threatening the bot racks right now. And really, the Scourge team could just stay at bot all along, you know, for as long as they want, and wait for the mid lane to push. You can see the brick creeps of the mid lane eventually will just push down the racks, and they gotta be really careful. By the way, Doom's gotta be extremely careful of that swap from the Venge, because that last fight he got swapped, he just died immediately. Looks like Morphling comes in to a little bit of harass on the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage might use his Aegis right here and right now. He's Dreamcoil stuns the Anti-Mage, but no enough initiation. They need to kill those Rasa Wards. Rasa Wards doing so much damage. Shaker blinks in with a huge... Oh, he might get get focused down regardless, though. BKB gets pop on the Morphling. Morphling doing so much DPS. Looks like Doombringer has been picked off by the Beastmaster. Beastmaster actually doing some damage. Gets a double kill streak. Doombringer buys back, but Rax are in trouble. Where's the Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage needs to focus on the Rax. Anti-Mage is still alive. Yeah, Anti-Mage focus on the range Rax. I'm not sure whether that's the best decision. There's a Ravage. There's a teleportation in from the Morphling. They need to do something right now. LC Poderosa being focused on the puck, but looks like melee Rax, the range Rax goes down. Melee Rax in trouble. Double kill being picked up by the Morphling, but it does not matter right now. It feels more or less like a fair victory as we see Anti-Mage kills out a double lane. Morphling gets a triple, but at the meantime, the Rax on the mid lane got taken off as well. That's 4 Rax down against none. The Sentinel is still leading the kill by a huge amount, but at this point, this game is about defense of the Ancients. It's defending towers, not really getting kills. So yes, Morphling is grabbing all the kills. He's probably got like, his score is probably like 12 or 15 to 3 or something right now, but it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is Scourge got 4 racks. They're sitting pretty. Yes, Anti-Mage died, but he's probably got a huge bug of gold in his pocket. And now all Scourge have to do is get the top racks, and they could slow roll this, because really there's 2 lanes pressuring. They could even wait for the next Aegis. It's not really advisable because you're giving Morphling 10 more minutes of farm, but they could really slow roll this if they want to. Looks like Sentinel's actually making an engage. Wow, this is very, very bold. Sentinel's like, you know what? We lost our 2 racks. Let's win it right now. They need to Tie Hunter though. Tie Hunter is defending a bot lane. They're actually going into the top tower, a mid tower, and grabbing the racks. Come on, observers. They're forcing a glyph. I think this Rax is gonna go down regardless. Anti-Mage not buying back. He has to buy back. Oh, he finally buys back. That's a mistake from Patchcat. There's initiation going on. Actually, Shaker goes down before a fight happens. Looks like here comes Anti-Mage doing so much damage, but Morphling and the Doombringer are still alive at this point. Looks like the melee Rax has gone down, and the MUFC team has got what they wanted, which is a kill on the Rax and a buyback from the Anti-Mage. I gotta say, Patchcat, if you're gonna buy back, do it sooner, not when your Rax is at half HP. So Patchcat definitely a lot better player than I am, but I reckon that was not the best decision. I think he was a little bit greedy. He wanted to keep the buyback. Maybe his team, he felt like his team could have scared the Scourge back, but well, actually, they're getting the kills right now, and they're staying. Are they gonna go for a win? Yeah, they might just go for the win right now. They're going for the throne. Like, they're gonna of course take down all the building along the way. And now Anti-Mage does not have buyback. Anti-Mage does not have buyback. If he dies this time, the game is absolutely over. Here comes Morphling. You gotta keep in mind he has doing so much damage. He has an MKB, he has a BKB, which gives you plus 24 damage. Of course, Morphling as a hero with his Manta does so much damage. 1 tower goes down. Here comes the Manta Illusions. Where's the Shaker ult though? Shaker still dead. They're waiting for the Shaker. They're being extremely patient. They're going to take down this tower. I think Sentinel needs to back up right now. They need to back up. They do have the TIE Ravage, but Shaker is going to get them. They're going to gimp them with a huge Echo Slam. There's a roar, and now TIE Hunter might be in trouble. They're still focusing on the Rax. Where's the TIE Ravage? Crystal Maiden dropping a huge ult. There's a Ravage. There's a Shaker coming in, though. All the Sentinel heroes are alive at this point. Everyone focus on the throne. Looks like the Puck might be in trouble. He gets Shaco. Where is the Morphling? Morphling gets an unstoppable streak. Double kill, but he needs to get out. BKB duration almost running out. Now the Anti-Mage doing work is still a very, very good job for these for MUFC right now. They got Rax. They got 2 base tower. That's 2k go for his entire team. Where's the Morphling wave? Yes, we keep waving out, and I think Anti-Mage should just back up. Anti-Mage still chasing. He doesn't have a basher or anything of the sort. There's no way you could kill this Morphling who's got so much HP. Meanwhile, top tower needs a little bit of defense as well. But definitely very, very bold move for MUFC, and it paid off. I'm surprised how well they worked out. They got a kill on the Anti-Mage, Patchcat was slow on the buyback, and that definitely gave the avenue of high ground for the Sentinel. Sentinel got the 2 racks, and then they just turned back. I thought there was like, oh, you know, they get the 2 racks, so let's just go back, recoup, you know, farm a little bit more, maybe look for a better team fight next time. But no, they're like, you know what, we have the advantage. Let's just go for the win right now. Of course, OK.Nirvana.Int huge defense right now with the Shaker coming in. They were very, very patient. Any lesser team would have just went in and be like, oh, let's fight, man. They're going on the throne. Let's just keep keep fighting, keep fighting. At that point, if without waiting for the Shaker, they might have just lost tier 3 heroes and then definitely lost the game then. But they were very, very patient, wait for the Shaker, wait for the Beastmaster to respawn, and then come back and fight like a full 5v5, and they definitely defended there. Tower, the drone, excuse me, is a half HP, but it should be regenerating back very slowly, and so it should be okay. It should be okay. Look at that sick animation, that drone, very, very nice. Beastmaster, very, very tanky, got the Vlads, got the pipe. He might be going for a late game heart. Meanwhile, Shiva's being finished. Ogre Axe being picked up on the Doombringer, and also a plate mail. So this Doombringer kind of going all over the place as well. Maybe he is going for BKB as well to block the mana break damage, because a really good bulk of damage from the anti-mage comes from the mana break. Not right now, not at this stage of the game, but earlier stage of the game, mana break does so much more damage. I like to see this puck getting a little bit more survivability, maybe going for a Ghost Scepter. Ghost Scepter definitely an okay choice, at least against the anti-mage, especially if he uses illusions on you. Anti-mages, you just have to be careful. If you pop a Ghost Scepter, you're gonna eat an amplified mana voice. So gotta be very careful of that. MUFC is they're surviving by a very thin line right now. It depends whether they have Glyph. It depends whether they have buyback, and they do have buyback. Morphling, by the way, has like almost 8k gold. Because right now at this point, OK.Nirvana, all they need was to get well, here's what OK.Nirvana needs to do. They need to suicide for the top Raxes, but have enough gold for buyback. If they could do both, they could just win the game. Because if they don't have enough gold for buyback, this tower is not regenning. You see that HP? It's not regenning. Okay, so number 3 thing, the third thing I've noticed that's different from Dota 2. I'm pretty sure that was not an intended thing. Like, it's supposed to regen. It would be dumb to not regen, to have your throne to not regen. So, okay, the throne's not regenning. MUFC says, you know what? We're just gonna win it right now. This Morphling, by the way, has got 8k gold, which I'm not too sure whether this is a strategic choice. Like, if he dies right now in the next fight, he could revive back, buy back, and buy BOT and port right back in. But you would only need like around 5k gold to do that. So you could actually spend a little bit gold. So MUFC Silvercross is hoarding up a lot of gold. Maybe he wants to buy a Scotty of some sort. Looks like Beastmaster might be in trouble. He gets Hex, though. I don't think this is a good fight. Blink Dagger Ravage comes in, but there's a Shaker comes in with the Echo Slam. Here comes Anti-Mage Illusions. It looks like Morphing has picked off 1 kill. There's a second kill. Anti-Mage, Shadow Shaman buys back. Shaker goes down as well. That's 3 kills right now, but we're gonna have to keep buying back. Doombringer might be in trouble. Anti-Mage is gonna go down. Anti-Mage's got the buyback though. No, he's still focusing on the Doom. Doom might be in trouble. Anti-Mage needs to blink out everyone very, very low, and I think MUFC should just turn back now. Yes, they really need to turn back now. Don't get too greedy. You got 3 kills. You forced a buyback on the roster. The game is swinging back into your favor, despite the fact that you're down 1 lane of Rax. Morphling needs to spend his cash right now. He's got over 9,000. I'm sure he's got over. What does the scouter say about his goal level? Observer, let's go. Click on the Morphling. Yes, over 9,000 gold. Like, he could just like get a butterfly right now and still have enough gold for buyback. Or he could just get a Scotty right now and then farm a little bit more and still have to go for buyback. No, he's going back in. He's trying to get a push. He's fighting the Patch Cat. I think this is a bad fight. Anti-Mage dies. Yet another fight without their big AoE ults. Morphling needs to be careful. Looks like he's Hex right now. He's going to eat a Shackle. Anti-Mage gets a double kill. Dominating streak. Silvercross is going to get focused down so quickly. You can see that ult from the Anti-Mage blowing him away. And now the Morphling buyback. He still's got... Well, he died and he buyback. That's around 3k gold. He's still got 6. He's got 7,000 gold. Morphling, buy an item now. You gotta buy an item right now because you can't buy back anymore. I don't know what he's still saving up for. What are you? Is a crow going to the secret shop? Like, what? Okay, all right. Silvercross knows something that I don't. And none of us don't, because Heart is finished on this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is suicide for this Rax. They need a Glyph and kill this Anti-Mage, but I don't think it can. There's a Rasa Ward being dropped down. Where's the Glyph? They need a Glyph right now. Rax taking so much damage. Morphling too low. Morphling's gonna go down. Morphling very, very low. He needs to turn back right now. He eats his Magic Missile and he goes down. The game's over. The game's over. Okay. Alright. OK.Nirvana.Int takes the game. But I feel like MUFC had the game in their hands because Morphling is richer than Bill Gates in that sense, but he didn't spend any of their gold. I sound like a broken record right now, but I just feel like the game was in the hand of MUFC. I was so surprised how strong they were. They just basically ran it, and now we have some endgame team fight. Ravage comes in, just very valiant defense, though. They do kill the Shaker once again. They might even kill the Anti-Mage, but it doesn't matter how many kills they get right now. I'm sure the Anti-Mage's got buyback gold, the Scourge team's got buyback gold, and looks like that's not even necessary as we see Dire claiming the throne. So let's just pause the game right now and talk a little bit. MUFC had the game. Like, I felt when they were pushing the mid lane, oh my god, I choked. When they were pushing the mid lane, and I was so surprised how much damage they did. I was like, okay, you know what? Morphling's got so much gold. They could push, and he could die, and he could buy back and BOT in, and basically get 2 lives that way. That's fine. And then they decide to fight a mid lane fight with a Doombringer, a Puck, and a Morphling without the AoEO. That's like the 3rd or 4th fight they fought without their I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh, you know what? We have Doom, we have Morphling, we're ridiculously farmed. The team is not the same without that Ravage. It's not the same without that Dream Coil. And they, despite of that, they took these fights repeatedly. And you know what? That's $25,000 down the drain for that repeated mistake. I'm so facepalming right now. I'm so facepalm. Of course, again, one more time to reiterate, these guys are a lot better than I am. I'm watching these after, you know, with a very clear mind and thinking about everything. But of course, when you're playing, when you have the adrenaline rushing, when you have your player excitement level spiking up like crazy, it's wholly different. But when you're Morphling and you lose a game with 6,000 gold in the bank, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was a very exciting one, especially towards the end. My god, I can't believe, despite of everything, despite all those repeated lost fights for MUFC, they were still able to come back and put a huge punch through that mid. Look at the minimap. Look at the Scourge base. It's in huge tatters. So good run by MUFC. I'm very impressed with their showing in this Dota 2 tournament. Definitely putting themselves back into the international map. Good job by OK.Nirvana, just pushing and defending very, very well. So hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Until next time, this is Luminous signing off. GG guys.